It's a test.
Test. Testicles.
Alright, and 3, 2. Hey guys! We are doing a video today, obviously, on how we met. We kind of delayed doing this type of video for a while.
Because we're lazy.
Yeah, the struggle is real. Yeah. We've got a couple of questions that we kind of came up with ourselves that maybe figured you'd like to know and
Get you up to speed.
into our lives and what's going on and how we met and stuff and how we got married and whatnot. Anyways, the first question is, how did we meet? And it's pretty simple. We met in church. We were really we were really young when we met. We just had met as like acquaintances and nothing. We were really young. You were like how old?
I was like 8.
And I was like 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm 4 years older than him. Mm-hmm. So I'm currently 23 and you're 19. And so yeah,
man.
We're young parents, but we love it.
Aim high.
Next question is, what made us be in the place that we are where we are? You want to take that one away?
Because when we met, we were so young, nothing really ever came out of that. Like, I saw her, she came to Christ and everything, and that was about it. So our journey to where we are now is just because we believed in God and we trusted in God. And although it took us a long time to get where we needed to be, that's when it finally came down to it, and we chose to move forward in Jesus. And that's when you obey God instead of fighting God all the time. We just lay back and let God do what He does, and that's what we ended up doing.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a place where we were really good friends, and he was dating somebody, I wasn't, and we were in a place where basically we're like, we don't want to do anything, we're just friends. And then after his relationship ended, that's when we were getting closer as friends and things like that. Not even.
Alright, so look, this is what happened, right? She didn't want me, right? For me, I wanted her, but you know, the way how it goes down with girls and guys, it's the struggle, right? Because the girl's always like playing hard to get and like, you know, damsel in distress but doesn't want to be safe type situation. And so me, in the relationships that I had been throughout my life, I would talk more about her than I would talk about the person I was dating at the time, which is kind of ironic. And so people knew that I liked her, but they just didn't want to, you know, point at it or stab at it, because I was never the type of person to let that happen. I was always very, I guess, secretive or mysterious, I guess you can say. But yeah, she was faking. Yeah, she was faking on me like the whole way through. Slacking.
Next question. What did we initially think? Is this like when we initially think when we met each other, or we started dating?
Both.
I mean, when we initially met, which when we were super young, I was still very much like in my own zone. I don't want to be here. And so I was a very alternative punk rock type of girl who would listen to that type of stuff. And so I just didn't want to be really in church. I really didn't. Spent most of my life like half in it, half not. And so growing up in those time, I didn't want to be in church. So when we first met, I was like, no.
I was a holy person back then. I was
At 8 years old.
At 8 years old, I was holy. And the thing was, it was funny because when the day she went to church, it was when I was deciding to get up and leave the church. And I know what you're thinking. It's like, well, that's really young, but you'll get to know after a while that when I was 8 years old, I was doing a lot of wild, crazy stuff. And so, because I was doing so much crazy stuff, I was on my way out of the church, and I didn't show up again until maybe about 4 or 5 years later. And I would go here and there, but every time I would go, something different would be going on in my life.
And so after we again started talking, after like relationships ended and we were kind of like fasting about should we be together now, we heard a lot of rumors going around because we were spending a lot more time when we were going to places where he was giving messages and sermons and stuff like that just to
I was
churches.
planting the seeds, if you get what I mean.
And that's not sexually, that's weird.
Hey!
Oh gosh. No. Basically, I started thinking, like, what's going on? I see this guy as, like, a really good guy. I mean, he loves Jesus. He loves God.
He's a sexy beast.
And he listens. And all the qualities that I wanted in a person, like, to date. And I was like, okay, well, then people were like, are you guys dating? When we go to churches, they're like, are you guys married? And they're like, no. And so those thoughts just got to me. It really did. And so that's when I was like, well, what if? And
I had God as my wingman.
Like, what happens? I don't want to ruin our friendship, and so on and so on. And then what followed after, basically, like, once again, we started fasting about it, and he got his set of confirmations, and I got my set of confirmations, and we're like, okay, we can date. And so then we started dating, and honestly, we weren't very loudmouth about it just because of the privacy and just because who needs to be in our stuff, you know? It's not like we were hiding anything. It was just we were together and we wouldn't make a show about it.
Get out of my life.
I know. And so, honestly, for a couple months, we were together, but that's what we wanted to.
She left me as soon as we started dating.
Yeah, and that's when I went to El Salvador. And so, I had a couple of vlogs on YouTube.
Who does that, man? Get up and leave. Oh, you want to
It
be
was
my
already
girlfriend?
planned.
You want to be my girlfriend? Yeah, of course. All right. I see you do like in a month. It's like, what? And the worst thing about it,
You
I'm
were
at
in my
home
house.
in her house
Taking
watching
care of
the
my dogs.
Yeah. It was the worst. So I'm just like, I'm going to a new relationship with the dog.
And we barely had any Wi-Fi out there, so it's not like I could. It was very limited Wi-Fi because you had to pay for it.
That's how you know it's true love and passion. You don't even talk to the person. You're like, I love you, just because you exist. That's what ended up happening. You gotta understand that where I was at the time when we started dating, it wasn't a good time in my life just because I had a lot going on in the sense of I was recovering from like a lot of like family and friend debts and just a lot of bad relationships and stuff like that. And so when me and her started dating, it was like when we started talking, that's where it was like pretty awkward for me just because I didn't know what I wanted yet. And I didn't know if I even wanted to continue dating because I was just tired of it. And I was really young, yeah, but I had been through enough to just be like, I'm gonna just step back for a while. And sure enough, that's what I ended up doing. And then
other questions here is, when did feelings start to happen? I told you, like, a lot of thoughts, and people were like, oh, are you guys dating and stuff? And
it was on my birthday, right? It was like she was like, let me go.
That was for you?
Yeah, it's for me. It's where my feelings got stronger because I always had feelings for her, like always. But you know, I kept it submerged. Confessed my love many times, but she just turned me down.
Hold up. No.
Listen. All right, look. So I'm gonna put this out here on the social media feed, right? Just so everybody can hear this. Look, I told her I love you in Walmart, right? And so I was like, yo, I love you. She bent down, grabbed some ramen noodles, looked back at me, and was like, what? And I was like,
I was so focused in what I was trying to get that I didn't hear him. I heard, and so I was just like, wait, what? And he was just like,
the aisle was empty.
I didn't hear you. So I don't count it.
That was one of like the 3 times I confessed my love to her, but it's
I think it was like God was
we
like,
don't need a Negan.
Okay.
Because you know I always loved you more, but it was cool. It's whatever. It's cool. Whatever. You know. And so essentially, this is what ended up happening, right? So one day it was when we had come back from a trip from I don't even know. And when we get to come back to this trip, and basically it was my birthday. And I already went through like a bunch of drama on my birthday, and so I was like, I'm gonna just spend this day to myself. And then all of the blue, I get a text, hey, happy birthday. I was like, oh, somebody remember. And so, and when she hits me, she's like, let's go to the mall, whatever. I was like, cool. So we go to the mall, and then she buys me a pair of shoes, and she was gonna buy me a jacket. And I was like, nah, shoes is enough. Like, I hate being bought things. Like, it's just weird for me to receive things from other people. And so when she takes me to the mall, she was wearing some gym shorts, booty shorts. I consider them booty shorts.
They're not booty shorts.
If I can see your thighs jiggle, it's some booty shorts.
What?
And so
you can wear long thighs.
And then she had a pink sweater on, right, and some, I think it was like Jesus sandals. And so we were just walking around the mall, and I was really tempted to just be like, it's my birthday, do what I want, and just grab her hand. But I was like, nah, I'm nice, I'm respectful, right? Because she always had that self-respect and whatever. And so essentially what I did was I just let her do whatever she was doing. But it was like the whole time we were in the mall, we would talk, and then there would be this awkward silence. And it's just, we would walk. We wouldn't even look at each other, we just were walking. And it was just weird. And I was like, I like this. This is nice. This feels nice. So that's what ended up happening. And so that's where my feelings started developing even stronger than what they already were.
Next question is hints / flirting to get started. Flirting, and we already talked about that. How did we get official? We kind of talked about that too. And then our date was...
Wait.
When did we start dating?
Oh. So, wait, what? We started dating November 4th, 2014.
14, yeah. And then we got married this following year.
6 months later.
Mm-hmm.
On the 4th of May.
And the 4th of May.
Yeah. I had to make sure I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, so we got married quickly. We knew
on
that.
Star Wars Day. I think it is. May the 4th be with you.
Yeah. What happened after and
alright, so let me tell you this, right? When we got married, man, it was fast as heck. So, thing was, I had received a word from God saying, hey, that's your lady. And I was like, oh, is she my lady? We should get married today. And so...
Oh, you mean after we started dating?
Yeah,
this is what you were thinking.
Dating. This is what I was like, I'm about to get married ASAP. She can't leave. Like, lock it down. Don't let her go. And so I was like, I spent how many years trying to get her? And yes, this is happening. And so basically I'm laying on the couch. We're just watching a movie. And as we're watching this movie, God's like, it's your lady, man. And I was like, oh, she my lady. It was good then. And so she's in her PJs, like real comfy like. And I'm like, all right, true. Yo, girl. Will you marry me? She pushes me off the sofa and storms up the stairs, comes back just to be like, no, you are not. What the hell wrong with you? Oh, that Spanish girl came out of her, and I was like, I don't understand a word you're saying. So she just walked up the stairs, and I was ended up, and I was like,
no, that's not how I went down.
That's
my
exactly
eye.
how it happened.
Okay, his side, my side. This is how it happened. We were just having a chill night. We were just watching movies, just chilling. Out of the nowhere, he's like, will you marry me? And I'm like, hold up, what? Just what? And no ring, no nothing, just...
Who needs a ring nowadays?
No, I don't. But at the time, because I was very into like the whole proposal, like, the guy's gonna do this, and no. The first time around, he was just like, will you marry me? On the couch, just...
In her PJs.
In PJs.
Some dominoes.
And I was just like...
Netflix and chill?
No.
We invented it.
No. And I got upset, I'm not gonna lie. And I was just like, no, absolutely not. He's not about to ask me that in this way. Like, what? And so then that passed, and then, yeah.
And so 6 months later, I had another chance, and God was like, I didn't tell you to do it in the first place. And I was like, man. And so, you can't really argue with time and patience and all that stuff. And so finally, when we were, what were we doing? We were I was picking her up from work, and she had come out of her job and whatever, and she was still in her scrubs and everything, and we were just talking about it. We were just like, oh, we're going to get married soon, this, that, and the other. We were amping it up, but she just didn't know when it was going to happen. I was like, you know what? We're going to do this. We're going to get married. And that's all I said. And so that night, when she got out of work, it was just wild. We were running around everywhere, just like going store to store. And I was looking for a ring. We couldn't find a ring. And then I had no money. And it ended up being that we didn't have any money. I was like, man, God dang. And so I was like, let's buy a temporary ring. Right?
Yeah.
And we'll do that. And so that's what we did. So we went to Walmart. I was like, buy the temporary ring. And I was like, all right, this is what we're going to show her parents, right? We're going to make this work. And so I was like, boom, got it done. go to my house.
Hi, Mom.
Go to my house. After we go to my house, I get dressed and everything to a text. And the funny thing was, all this is happening. I still haven't proposed.
Exactly. So in my mind, I'm thinking no proposal is gonna happen. We're just gonna get married. And at that point, I was like, okay, we're just gonna get married. All right.
And so we're on the way to her house and everything. So we get to her house. She's getting out of the car, and I'm like laying back. I'm just like walking behind her, letting her do her stuff and whatever. And she had like all her crap around, like her boxes and her bag and all that stuff. And so as I'm walking behind her, I'm just like, hey, babe. And so she turns around and says, what's up? And I was like, will you marry me? And it was at the top of her hill where she lives. And that's where I proposed. And then I gave like my own little speech and whatever, you know. And she was like, and like just all over the place. And then it was like, what, like the next day? Or no, it was like a couple of days later after I proposed, like, you know, we went to go say hi to her parents and everything. And I asked her for her hand in marriage, and then she was still emotional from like what happened outside, and so everybody was like, "What the hell?" And so her dad, at the moment he saw me, he was just like, "This is business. This is serious." So he knew from the moment I walked in. He's like, "Oh no, this ain't no game no more."
Because he showed up in a suit and everything. It's just
I look serious in the suit for some reason. I look like a freaking hitman.
And so Mom was like, no.
He's just playing.
He's just like, yeah, it really does. And so that's when he decided to ask for my hand in marriage, and my dad was like,
about time.
Yes. Yes.
You eat all the time, not as well.
I know.
Yeah, because I was like always at their house. Like,
that's so true.
That's a weird thing about my family. Like if we find somebody we like, we just stick. And we're stuck. So that's what ended up happening. And then a week later, we got married. And I was like,
yeah, we got married.
It went really fast.
It went really fast, but it didn't feel fast at all. Even though
it
everyone,
felt like forever.
Even though everyone was like, "Whoa,"
they're already married.
Like
you know, like,
exactly. We were in a place that we were like set off, and we were fine.
You know the drama, man. It was like the drama of me and her date was so bad.
I don't know why.
We had people they said some weird things, man. Oh, they went to like another country, started having sex everywhere with like orgies and all this stuff. It was like
just the most ridiculous things, and we were doing absolutely nothing.
Had a baby on the side and just pushed him away. It was just like
it was just stuff that just didn't make sense at all. And so it's just crazy.
It had nothing to do with like why we got married so fast, but it was like we needed it to happen. And I was like, I love her. I don't want to lose her, and I know that she's the one. And so that's what ended up happening.
Yeah. And so next question is, where are we now? So after leaving Virginia, just because we got pregnant pretty fast after the marriage. I mean,
got the business.
Yeah. And honestly, I knew that when I was younger, I knew that I wanted to have children quickly. So it's not like I wanted to wait years upon years upon years then to have a baby.
50 years old and have the first kid.
And yeah, I really wanted to have children fast, but it wasn't like we were planning it. But it's not like we're like, oh no, a baby's on the way. You know, after we got married, we were like, well. My mom, after we got married, we're like, well, at least we're married, you know, now we can have a kid, you know, without all these criticisms, but still the criticisms came, whatever.
It wasn't my baby at first, that's what the idea was. It wasn't even my kid.
I don't even, but then we decided, I was still in my parents' house, so we were basically looking for a place.
It was weird.
When we were married, like when we had just gotten married, we were looking for a place. And so now this really pushed us to really get out of the house. And it was really weird, but
I didn't even sleep in her room for like the first couple of weeks of being married. You know how hilarious that is? Like,
you really didn't.
A month went by and we never slept in the same bed, and it was just like, hi.
Yeah. We would sleep downstairs, and then until my parents were like, you guys aren't married, so you should sleep in the same bed. But then
it was weird. It was like, ew.
Then for a little while we moved with his parents, and then that's when we really were pushed to just like, let's go. Let's not really stay in Virginia. It's too expensive. It's too stressful. Like,
you got robbed.
Exactly. Stuff's happened, and it was just like with our previous landlords, and just it just was a mess. But then we decided, he's come to Indiana a couple of times, and he said it was a nice place and it was cheap and they have homes here and stuff like that. So then I was like, okay, like, let's go look. And so I went and came, and I liked it, and we were able to...
Same time she came, the first time she came is when we got our house.
We got our house. We were offered a house to stay in, and so this is where we're at now. And yeah, everything has been going pretty smoothly for the most part. Whole nother other set of story, but we're here now, and
we got a Nilo.
We have a baby Nilo.
Nilo.
We own him. No,
Yeah,
we have a baby, and it's been such a crazy journey, but it's been an awesome one. I mean, we've had our times where I've been the one who's like, just like that.
My attitude has never really changed.
It doesn't really. He's such a chill guy. Just
I really am. No, my attitude
so much
never
patience.
changes,
So much patience.
This is how I am all the time.
But yeah, and then now we have a baby, and he's growing up. He's getting his first 2 bottom teeth when we make this
He looks
video.
like a hillbilly, yeah.
And it's been really awesome, and so that's how we met. So thank you so much for watching our video and staying tuned, and if you watched the whole thing, thank you. Thank you for subscribing, the ones who have subscribed. Thank you for watching our videos. Subscribe if you want to watch more family videos and stuff like that. No, don't do it. I'll put you in the face. But thank you. Thank you for watching this video. Take care, and I'm about to punch him in the face. Guys, take care, and we'll see you later, and